on 1080 The Fan.
Well, are we buying the report? Talked a little bit about them yesterday. But they didn't deserve much of your time and attention. But as Sprague joked about in the previous segment, now is when we start paying attention to the league. You know why? Because things get entertaining.
Yeah.
We got guys getting traded, maybe.
It's
Hypothetical NBA trade season.
Teams hate their stars. Stars hate their teams.
I want out of our deals.
Wasn't this the time of year that there's certain contracts that were signed in the offseason that you're not eligible
December
to
15th.
move them?
It's
Yeah.
December 5
15th.
days.
Yeah. So in 5 days, it's like when they can clear. I'm going to ask you this sincerely, okay?
Yeah, what do you got?
Because I don't think you're going to be alone, so I don't want you to feel insecure or stupid.
I don't feel insecure on anything.
Who is the 3 seed in the East?
Ooh, buddy. I mean, you're taking a total shot in the dark.
Thank you for being honest about that.
I don't even know if I can tell you who the 1 seed is. Boston, probably? Is it still Boston?
Boston is not the 1
No,
seed.
it's Cleveland. Remember, Cleveland had
that's
that
right.
super hot start.
15-0, they started the year.
I mean,
Yeah.
21-4. They had a great start.
I'm assuming the Boston's the 2 seed.
Yes.
Yep.
Who's the 3 seed? Is it Atlanta?
It sure isn't.
No.
Atlanta is the 7 seed.
But they're in the cup, though, right? Aren't they cupping it?
They're cupping it.
They're cupping it. I
Yeah.
saw that they're in the cup.
Yeah.
That would be my first guess. The Knicks?
Nope.
Not the Knicks?
No,
Orlando?
not the Knicks. Orlando.
Orlando.
Who's the 3 seed in the West?
Ooh, I mean, it's got to be
No.
Denver.
It is
Nope.
the Houston Rockets, I believe.
The upstart Rockets.
The Rockets.
Look
Big
at
fan
me.
of the Rockets.
I am paying a little attention.
You are,
to the
so I know what's
association.
going
The only
on.
reason I ask you that question is this is kind of the point, and where I'm at on the league is I don't think anybody can name those things.
No.
I'm in a bubble of basketball, so my circle of people could do it. This is the only way the league gets talked about. The Blazers are now a topic of conversation because it's, what are we going to get for Ant, Grant, and Williams? I don't know. If I'm a team that wants one, why would I overpay? They should be looking at us as the more desperate entity there.
You need to get rid of those guys.
Like, if you're the
You're
Lakers,
going to move on from them.
Jeremy Grant's not going to change your season a whole lot. So do you want to give your 2 first-round picks for him? Maybe they will. Maybe Pelinka's just like, hey, here's a thing I can
The
point to.
question is for Orlando, how long's Wagner out? Are they
The same injury as Banchero. Like, they have the same injury right now.
so they could use a Jeremy Grant if they want to very much try to stay in that 3 seed spot.
They want that contract on the books.
But how desperate are they to do it? That's the question.
Well, that was the segment I was going to get to and reference it earlier. I mean, there's not a lot going on encouraging with the Blazers recently. They're off until, Friday, because it's Cup week, right?
It's Cup
there's
check, yeah.
no games for the Blazers this
Quarterfinal
week.
games tonight.
Quarterfinal games tonight, but there was a report that came out earlier today that the Blazers are receiving, they're garnering serious interest in the trade market for Jeremy Grant, Anthony Simons, and Robert Williams III.
Teams are trying to figure out how desperate they are to move them.
It's framed that way, but it also, that same report says teams aren't really sure what they're willing to give up asset-wise.
In order to go get those
That
guys.
it's a gamble to take on those players. So
that teams, I mean, obviously you want, I'm sure, but what are they going to ask for?
Yeah.
If you still want 2 first-round picks for Jeremy Grant,
There were phone calls.
does
live.
anybody still think they're getting 2 first-round picks for
No.
Jeremy Grant?
I don't know.
Lucky to get 1 first.
I don't know the trade market very well, is what I've concluded.
Yeah, well, the other tough part with this, too, is that the DeAndre Ayton thing is, buddy. Just the fact that we're now into trade season in the NBA, because the deadline is, around the corner, and we're hitting dates where you can start trading guys that sign contracts and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that DeAndre Ayton's name's not even mentioned in this, and this is just your random trade report of
They'd
these
rather
guys.
have the guy that's always getting.
They'd
getting
rather have the
injured.
guy who's
Yeah.
played like 12 games in the last 5 years, but he's awesome when he plays.
He is.
I don't doubt Robert Williams' impact when he's on the floor. He's incredible to watch. I've loved every second of it.
Problematic is what you're saying?
He just can't stay healthy, one. But yeah, the guy with the massive contract that was one of the bigger pieces you got in the Damian Lillard trade. Remember that?
That was one of the things to
Former
point to.
number 1 overall pick.
And now Blazer fans are pivoting and saying, well, it's actually Tamani. We got Tamani.
Tamani's the guy, which, hey, I love watching Tamani, but if that, that's a whole different conversation that we can unpack at some
we
point.
may have the highest paid backup center in the NBA next year.
I mean, if DeAndre Ayton is a guy that doesn't even generate any interest on the trade market, how many years does he have left on his contract?
He's got 1 more after this.
Okay, so you only got 1 more year, but at that point,
It's more going to be in the summer if you don't trade him in the season.
Yeah, with it as an expiring
as
deal.
1 year expiring if you don't want to sign him to an extension.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he helps you win much, so whatever. You're trying to tank this year anyway. So
Half
I
the
guess
time his coach wants to bench him.
I mean, he did on Sunday when they played, or Friday, whatever game that was, when they were getting blown out at home. But yeah, Jeremy Grant, Anthony Simons, Robert Williams, all generating interest on the trade market.
Do we trade them? Receiving interest doesn't mean anything.
No, it doesn't mean anything. I also don't know how much of this is leaked from Portland of just saying, hey, let's start juicing up some of this stuff on the open market. And if I get this out to Sham saying we're getting interest for these guys, maybe the offers get brought up a little bit. I'm gonna say no that they don't, because I have no confidence in this organization to do the right thing. Should they? Yes. All three of them should be traded.
Okay.
Considering the direction we're going and what's to play for the rest of the year. I know Blazer fans have reached this weird point where they want to keep Robert Williams and pair him with Donovan Clingan, like long-term center package.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Can you get something for Robert Williams now?
He might be one of your best assets.
That's my whole point. So what are you holding on?
Valuable.
I mean, you're not anywhere near winning anything. The guy cannot stay healthy.
It's not about wanting to say we hold on to him versus not willing to trade him.
Yeah.
You'd rather trade Ayton than Williams.
Of course you would, but you can get more for Robert Williams.
Well, I don't know what you can get more of from any of these guys.
What's Robert Williams' contract, and is he going to re-sign here in Portland?
I don't know his contract. I
I'll pull
wouldn't
it
be
up.
shocked if he re-signed in Portland.
He got a 4-year, $9 million. God, that's a cheap contract.
Yeah, well, because he can't stay healthy.
He has next year is the last year of his deal.
I just what is Anthony Simons to another team?
Not much. There's not a lot of value there. 4-year, $48 million deal is what he signed with Boston in 2022.
Yeah.
The rookie extension is what he got. So I don't know. We'll wait and see on that. It is Cup week, but that report came out earlier today that they're garnering serious interest. And Jeremy Grant,
Jimmy
Anthony
Butler's
Simons,
reportedly available.
and Robert Williams. Yeah, Brandon Ingram's going to get dealt back to the Lakers.
Well, yeah, I don't know about that.
Fine with
We'll
that.
see. Ingram was available this summer. Nobody wanted that.
Nobody wants that guy, man. Nobody wants him. He's been
CJ's
connected to
also
Portland.
available.
Hey, go get him.
Yeah, he'll change everything for you.
Let's bring him back. Pair him with Anthony Simons, new backcourt.
How many playoff games has they won in New Orleans?
The answer is 0.
Oh, that's right.
Answer is 0.